Hello everybody, this is Prince Mouse, and welcome to not quite a Let's Play of Demon Souls, but more or less, a tutorial series that I'm doing over Demon Souls. Now I tried recording this a couple of times, and every single time it failed, so it's really stupid, but, as you can see there from that character, I'm gonna delete that character and just go with, and make a new one. So, in this, little tutorial I guess we're gonna do is we're gonna kill the Vanguard. The easiest method really to kill the Vanguard. Just to make sure it's not required to kill the Vanguard, you just get some extra materials out of it for weapons, for like weapon upgrades. None of which being a colorless demon soul. They're mostly just chunks of hard stone and I think some sharp stone and stuff. But and of course the Vanguard Soul, which can be made into a very early game weapon, a very good early game weapon. So, with that in mind, I'm going to do the Temple Knight, as it has some of the highest damage for a class. Not to mention, it's good to have that 11 vit that it starts with. Some other characters start with higher vit, but Temple Knight's got some pretty good vit and some good strength. Not to mention, has faith, which is used to cast light magic and stuff like that. Miracles, as you would know from any Souls game ever. So, we're just gonna go with, which one here? I'll just probably do, West is fine. Now, mostly I'm just gonna do random because it's very hard to make a good face in Demon Souls. And actually may just be fine. So, I'm gonna just quickly create a character that I think doesn't look like shit. Which, as you can tell, isn't very easy. We could try to make this one a little bit, no, okay, never mind. Alright, so I think that looks good enough. Again, it's very difficult to make Demon Souls faces. The earlier the Souls games get, the harder it is to make them, so I'm gonna quickly make a name here, and then we can go ahead and get into the thing. Get into the game. Thing? Yes. That, and, get into it finally. Hopefully, the recording will not be really stupid. First time this, by the way, I'm gonna skip, cutscenes and stuff, because, yeah, tutorial stuff, we don't need to see it. Would you like to play Journey to the Nexus? That's what we're here for. So, yeah, the first time I tried to record this, it didn't want to, the volume on it was really high in the game, really low on my voice, so it was kind of stupid. Now, if you're new to Souls games in general, you will know that, you will not actually, you may or may not know, it's not really blatantly obvious, that, this is what's called a fat roll. It's whenever your equip burden, which is right there, equip burden, it's whenever it's over 50% in Demon Souls. For other Souls games, it's different. However, if I were to take all of my armor, almost all my armor off right now, you can see that it is, less than half now, and we can do a fast roll, which is a much faster, much easier to recover from, roll that just about everyone uses. Fat rolls are annoying. And they're bad. And they're not worth it. Mostly because armor in Demon Souls especially is just kind of shitty. It doesn't protect very well, so... The main way how you're going to defend yourself is, first of all, learning to dodge, and second of all, if you can't dodge well, then get a shitload of HP. Just me, a little bit of HP will go a long way in this game. It may not look it from these enemies, but the game really just throws you on your ass with these first enemies, and then the Vanguard, as you may know. The Vanguard does too much fucking damage compared to these little judgelings. Just go ahead and get all these Crescent Moon Grass. The judgings also aren't required to kill, I'm just doing it because I can. Got crit damage there. If you played Souls games, you'll also recognize crit damage. Whenever you attack before an enemy does, you'll do extra damage. crit damage can also happen to you and every other player, so fair warning in case that happens. Just gonna go ahead and touch this archstone and teleport to here. So it's kind of weird. I always never really looked at it up until now that this area is just simply called tutorial. It doesn't have like a legit name. I don't know. Something I notice only now when I've made like 6 characters in Demon Souls already. For these guys, if you have some trouble against them in this beginning section, it's either good to parry them, or since I can't really parry in Demon Souls, I'm just gonna fucking run away, because screw this. These guys can also be kind of scary with their damage if you're, you know, not paying attention to your health bar and how much damage they deal. Oh shit. Okay. Little crossbow, archer, man. Oh, dude. Over here. And Soldier of Soul. Yay. So as you can see, even if I get a crit damage, I'm already one-shotting these little, dredgelings, and that's a very good thing to do, early game. Just makes everything a little bit easier. By the way, come back here and you can also get a little, thing of half moon grass. Small stalk. It's pretty useful. I just have some half moon. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up one. So, let's go ahead and fight the dredgeling, sorry, the Vanguard boss. I keep saying dredgeling, that's what the little hollow dudes are. Let's go ahead and get to this fight. Now, most important thing when you're fighting the Vanguard is, just hug the... Make sure you're just always on him. Don't be afraid to get really close to him. Of course, it's also important to just use common sense and don't get hit by his attacks if you see him swinging. But in most cases, he can't hit you if you're hugging the hand he's swinging with, which would be his right hand. In case you know, are just, you're not looking at the screen, but instead, like, paying attention to it by, you're busy doing something else you can look at, I don't know. But yeah, like, literally, he can't hit me here. Now, sometimes he can get, you can get yourself stuck between the wall and him. And he just got rid of his recovery animation there. That could happen sometimes, I guess. Oh, there it goes again. Anyway, yeah, not a very difficult boss, especially if you pick this particular class, but again, if you don't want to pick this class, first of all, it shouldn't matter, because in Souls games you can choose what you want it to be. It's just, that's how the beginning of the game plays out, is by picking that class, so, you know. So yeah, he can only do, like, none of his attacks will ever hit you, unless you're on the opposite side. In which case, that could be really scary. So, I'm gonna make an effort here just to get back on this side of him. And look at that, I don't even have to dodge to... I just don't even have to worry about dodging or anything. Granted, if he does hit me once, it does almost all of my health, not quite all of it. I think a crit damage will probably kill me, but don't really have to worry about that now, do we? So there's a Vanguard. I'll go ahead and show off what the next area looks like, but it is still required to die and then go to the Nexus, so there is no way of escaping the death to the Nexus. He also, the Vanguard doesn't drop, like, any fucking souls. Mostly because you don't really need to use them at this current point. Now, I know that this particular area can get very loud, so I'm actually going to turn it down, because the Dragon God is super fucking loud with his roaring. And that's one of the biggest things, is that that's what was, like, annoying in the game, is that he just wouldn't fucking stop roaring. And he still is not stomping. He just can't for some reason. So, I'm gonna keep it down, keep it a little bit lower, because I know that he is very, very loud. So yeah, again, you are required to die here, so you just get some bonus items, mostly consumables, but still some pretty damn good materials and stuff. The hell? Oh. I didn't see that. I actually didn't get this over here last time I got it. Just some full moon grass. Not bad, though. So there's something I did miss. Shard of Heartstone, that's an upgrade material. Very, very, very good to get. Shard of Sharpstone, that's another upgrade material for non-big weapons or non-blunt weapons, you know, falchions and tiny swords and stuff. But, you can see that by that fist, death is indeed required. So, there's nothing you can do here. Yay, okay. So, yep, that happened. So, that'll go ahead and wrap it up for this little tutorial video thing for how to kill the Vanguard and the beginning of Demon Souls for better understanding of people who were wondering, hey, can you kill a Vanguard? Is he killable? Yeah, he is. And it's somewhat easy so long as you know. Granted, don't feel bad if you can't kill him because he does do shitloads of damage. That's just unavoidable that he can almost one-shot you, if not, then completely one-shot you. Other than that, that'll go ahead and wrap it up. In the next tutorial, we may just kill the flame demon and learn how to get colorless demon souls, or rather, how to make it to where you can upgrade a colorless weapon. So, a weapon that requires colorless souls. Maybe, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the if there's anything that I can maybe improve upon, or maybe if you have a question, I can make a video on, you know, the things that you want to know in Demon Souls, and I'll make it as soon as possible, so long as there is a comment that kind of shows it. Of course, I'm going to do the obvious things, like what certain characters do, and also where to find them, what all do they correlate to, what's the bonus for helping, saving, freeing, killing those NPCs, as well as Soul Tendency and all of their events correlating to that, all spells and miracles and just stuff like that. So, anyway, that'll go ahead and do it for this episode. I've been Prince Mouse. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. If you want more Souls content, my friend Red Death, he will be in the description below, also does more Souls content. I think he's only got like 1 or 2 videos up right now, but they're pretty good. So, anyway, again, I have been Prince Mouse. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.